tank of gas? Does he boots on the wood, let the whiskey pass? This is FAFO, holler it loud. Fuck around with fiction, get the facts.
Welcome, Outlaws, once again to the FAFO Podcast with your host, BD Storm. Glad you're here. Happy to have you here. And boy, do we have a banger of an interview today. I'm so excited about this. I've been waiting on this one. Ever since we booked her to come on this show, I've been chomping at the bit for this day to get here so we can have these conversations. You guys know I love these subjects, and I love writers, authors, actors. I love people. And we're going to talk about that today because, you know, look, as a writer, some writers begin their careers in their 20s. Others discover their voice after decades of living life. Today's guest proves it's never too late to chase your dreams. Laurie Kirk raised 5 children before stepping into acting, writing her first novel at 60, and embracing a completely unexpected creative journey involving horror, comedy, spirituality, healing, and one of the most fascinating personal stories we've ever heard. Please welcome the Batman of the Poconos, Laurie Kirk. Let's go. Welcome, Laurie, to the show.
Thank you. The Batman of the Poconos. That's right.
Then when I read that, I was like, okay, yeah, this is. I think Laurie made me my spirit animal. So,
I'll tell you, it's obsession with duality and dead parents. There you go.
And I read that too. Like, your story is truly fascinating.
It's a little crazy. It's for those who have a very, very open mind, as you do.
Oh, that's what's so good about it too, because I don't get to talk about it a lot, and this kind of thing a lot with a lot of people, because some people, you know how it is. You start talking about certain things, and people start looking at you kind of sideways, like, okay, all right, I'm going to see myself out. Oh no, we're fully involved and invested. So tell us your story. How did you get started?
Well, with the writing, I began about 2021. I was just going about my business. And I have a life coach who I talk to here and there. She's just really great for just working through stuff. She's, in my opinion, a little better than a therapist because she does a lot of mind-body stuff.
Oh, that's good.
And, you know, get you in connection with, if you're having a dizziness or if you're having a pain somewhere, she'll help you get into that and see what's going on psychologically that's causing the physical, right? Mm-hmm. So I was talking to her about some things, and we decided to go through a guided meditation. Okay. So she guides me into this, and by guided, I don't mean that she's one of these people telling you what you see, literally just, oh, what do you see? But just having that voice. And so I start into this meditation. I'm out in a field, and I see my younger self. And I thought, oh, okay. And she's running away from me, though, like she's afraid. And so I go after her a little bit, and then she hides from me. And I just kind of backed off a little. And then she peeks around the corner of a tree she was hiding behind. She says, there's something you don't know. Nobody knows. And I was very shook, as we say.
Sure.
I kind of came out of it, and I started getting kind of hysterical. I was afraid I'd been abused in some way as a small child for a minute. And then I remembered she said, nobody knows. And if you've been abused, obviously the abuser knows.
Yeah.
So I just kind of sat with it a little bit. My poor life coach, she was on Zoom, and she's like, oh my God, what's going on? She said, all right, just sit with it, see what happens. So I sat with it, did some other meditation once I had kind of come back to calmness. And it's like, oh my God, I had a twin brother and he died before I was born. It just came so clearly to me. And the profound loneliness I'd always felt my entire life, this oneness, this isolation, it went away like that. Just the knowledge that I should have had that counterpart and I didn't, and that I had been subconsciously grieving for him for 50 plus years and didn't even know it. It reflected itself in some of my behavior and patterns and things and thought processes, which I now know about because I've been talking to a womb twin survivor specialist, and it's like, oh, that's why I'm that way. So anyway, I realized that I had this brother, and then I realized I could communicate with him. And I said, oh, wait, you're the guy I've been seeing walking around my house trying to just get my attention. And then the floodgates kind of opened and I realized I could communicate with both of my parents who are on the other side as well. My dad had left me when I was 3. And then he died a few years later. And this was back in the 60s when he left. He was gay and he was married to my mom. And back then, neither of them had resources or support for that situation. So
Yeah.
I give them a lot of grace. I give him a lot of grace for trying to live the life that he thought he should live. And but he couldn't do it. And so the forgiveness thing has been handled. We have forgiven, but I can communicate with him. And I thought, that's crazy. I should write about it. My daughter, who's a writer, said, do it, write about it. So I started off writing a comedy sitcom about the whole situation and imagining this happening to someone. There's suddenly dead people showing up. And that was my first project. And then I had the writing bug. So then off I went.
That to me is so fascinating too, because I know, and you know this as well. There are so many people who look at that and go, okay, yeah. But the fact is, the not just the world, but the universe is so mysterious. We know so little about it. It's so little about the energy of the world and the universe and how we're even made up ourselves. We know so little about us and what makes us human and thinking and free-thinking and all this knowledge we have. So I'm so open to that because I 100% believe it, because there's too many unexplained things that happen to us in our lifetime that if you choose to listen to it, will really open you up to all these new possibilities, especially becoming at peace with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You are as a human. So when you do that, when you're opening yourself up to this, what was that experience actually like the moment it clicked and you're like, oh my God, there's this whole other, this is who I am. This is the part of me that really, this is where I should exist.
Yeah, I always believed in the other side. I always believed that there are spirits among us. I'm a Christian, so a lot of that is life after death, and not necessarily that they're in the room with you, but that they exist on the spiritual plane. So that part, it wasn't a big deal to me. It's like, oh, okay, this happens. At first, when I discovered I had my brother, and I knew it was a brother immediately. I knew his name because I'm named after both grandfathers. And I said, well, he would have been named after both grandfathers, so his name would have been Kyle. So that was easy. But I was thought, okay, now I have to tell my husband. We went to Red Robin and I told him over an onion tower, because what better way to give news? And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. Because he's had his own experiences with the other side. And when I called my daughter, my second oldest, and I said, Eleni, I have to tell you something. I said, I just found out that I'm a womb twin survivor and I have a dead twin brother and I could communicate with him. And the first thing she said was, oh, that tracks. Yeah. Which is an extraordinary response.
There you go.
But a couple of my kids that are less in the spiritual mindset are a little bit like, but they don't ever say or treat me any kind of way, because they would never be disrespectful that way. But most everybody's like, yeah, that makes sense. This is why you've always acted like a crazy person, why you do these stupid things that you do. It's like, that's why. Now I can blame him. I do something dumb. Some of my behavior, I was like, it's Kyle. It's his fault. If he'd lived, I wouldn't be this way.
There you go. That is so fascinating. And I think that's more common than people really understand about what happens here. So when you find this out, did you delve into that subject to find out more about it? And how
I did.
Yes.
I immediately just started looking online just to see, you know how you can take those online tests, are you a psychopath? And then you tick more boxes than you wish you did. But it was the womb twin survivor. And it's like, yep, that. And then I got in touch with the counselor who specializes, and she's helped me tremendously. My brother, she's overseas. She's in England. So we would Zoom. My brother went over there to her after one of our sessions. We, said goodbye. And she told me the next time we talked, she said she was just taking her notes and writing things down. She said, okay, today I talked to Laurie, and she heard the voice and Kyle. So he jumped the pond to visit with her a little bit. So
That's
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, because I can't sit here. If you were a skeptic and say, okay, well, give me proof. I have no proof.
Yeah.
My mother, I don't believe she knew she was pregnant with twins. Back then, you didn't even know you were pregnant until you were, 3 months along. And so I don't think she knew at all that she had lost a baby that early on. So I can't give you any proof other than what I know. But people have been very receptive. They really have, which has surprised me because I'm always very cautious. But most people are very open. It's interesting.
And it is an interesting time we live in too, full of skepticism yet full of acceptance at the same time.
Yeah.
Weird mix right now in how the world is just made up. Like you can come across the most hardcore skeptic, just that person, and yet you tell them something that's off-putting. They're like, "Oh yeah, you know what? I really do." And it's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I think we've lost our center as a society. We used to have more of a spiritual center. It doesn't mean religious, but just soulful. And I think a lot of people have lost that. And I wish they'd get it back because I think we're lesser for it.
I agree. I think we're so centered on image right now, and image is the biggest thing. Look, I'm a pro wrestler, so I'm
Wow.
I'm about 6'4", 291 ish. I'm a large man, and
Yeah.
so when people see me, they think tough guy, probably no nonsense and all this other stuff, and they wouldn't realize that, dude. You just because you look a certain way, or you carry yourself a certain way, or maybe even you have a certain profession, that you're not capable of caring and empathy and sympathy and all these other things. Writing, like when my friends found out when I wrote my first novel, they're like, "Dude, you can write?" What do you mean?
Like, yeah, I can read too. How about that?
I just stumble through life.
He's just going through beating people up on the streets. It's like, yeah,
Look that guy. Back. It's like that's not what happens. So when you decided to write this first book, how was the write? Let's go back to when you started writing. Period. So did you write before you actually published your book? Were you writing stories? You talked about the sitcom.
yeah.
How did you get into writing? Has that always been something that you've enjoyed doing?
I was never a writer. I was always a writer in my head. I was always creating stories from the time I was a little kid. I just never put them on paper.
Sure.
So with the sitcom about the ghosts in my life, that's the first time I ever wrote down something. And then I said, I showed it to my daughter, who's a writer, and she was so nervous because she thought, what if mom sucks?
Of course.
But she knew she could tell me, we're truth tellers here. We're an honest pair, ain't we? From Lonesome Dove, one of my favorite Gus McCrae quotes. But but she was like, oh my God, mom's good. And it was kind of like, whoo, thank God. But I got the bug. So I wrote the script. I've been writing scripts mostly. And I decided after the sitcom that I should do a feature, and I decided to do horror because people that can write comedy can usually write horror and vice versa.
Yeah.
And so that's where Baby Marvin came from. I wrote a script about this child star in the 60s and turning 18 and his life going tilt. And then after I got that, I wrote a couple of other scripts. And then the man who's now my manager, James Moore from Dark Anthem Press, he formed a publishing company. He said, turn this into a book, because he always loved the script. He said, make it a book. And I said, I don't know how to write a book. But I learned a long time ago, you say that, but then you say, why are you saying that, dummy?
Yep.
You can't say that. So I sat down and wrote the book in about a month because I had a script. And it just came out in May. And that's him back there, Baby Marvin.
I've got that in my cart right now, as a matter of fact.
Oh, yeah? It's supernatural, psychological. I wrote it in about a month after I finished the book. I said, oh, God, I'm Marvin. I didn't know that. I wasn't trying to be Marvin. I wasn't trying to tell any story of my own. I thought, I'm just going to write a good story. But I found myself in Baby Marvin. And then I started to pick out the similarities. And I said, oh, wow, I couldn't have done that if I'd tried.
Well, and that's so true. That's what I found in my writing. I put a little piece of myself in every character. Like there is an aspect of me in every single character, even the bad ones, especially.
Oh, yeah. That's tough when you're analyzing the bad ones. Marvin's got a mother that is just off the hook bad, and I was like, ooh, there's a little of me in there. I see that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to reading it.
Thank you.
I love supporting other authors. It's just it's hard enough being an author, even when you have an agent or whatever. But it's hard. People don't understand the hardness, but it's such a passionate work when you're putting thought to paper. What was it like for you to get the first copy in your hand?
It was crazy. I mean, when I got it, the publisher did the cover for me. So I didn't have anything to do with that. So I got it revealed to me, which was really cool. And then when I actually had physical copies, it was just, I just said, I can't believe this. This is just insane. 5 years ago, I hadn't written a thing. And this whole character is based on a joke. Baby Marvin was, my daughter and I just came up with alternate characters for everybody in the household. And my youngest son, we called him Baby Marvin. And he was an entertainer, and because he was a child star and he could sing and dance and do all these things. So it was just a gag. It was a laugh. And then when it came time to write horror, I thought, well, what if he had a child star, and when he grew up to be a salt of the earth kid, what would it take to push him to do terrible things? So yeah, I never discount any crazy conversation you have or any idea. Put it in a little folder on your desktop and leave it there.
Yeah, I went to I was perusing your site, and I was like, I really like what she's done with it, especially with when I went to Baby Marvin. I'm going through some of the pictures and all the other stuff. Like it's almost like you've created your own little. Oh my God, I've just lost my train of thought.
Okay.
I got Wrestler's so bad, but it comes, but it's like a big storyboard you've already put up on there, right?
A little bit, yeah, just to give a flavor, kind of. You know,
it gave me an idea for my site. I'm like, you know what I got to do? I think I need to do that with my new novel, but I need to go in there and put pictures on there.
Yeah,
and just taste, visualize it.
Yeah, I think these days it's important because I mean, you and I can sit here and talk all day about our books, and people get an image in their head, but then if you give them an actual visual image, I mean, that's why we have a cover, and they say, you judge the book by the cover. You see the cover and it's like, oh, I'm going to pick that up. That looks interesting. And then you read the back and hopefully that hooks them. So,
yep. And I love when you get your first reviews in.
Yeah.
And the reviews from strangers are one thing. Reviews from people are another. Yeah. I know at least the ones I get, and I don't know about you, and I wanted to ask you about this because the ones I get are like, I can't believe he did that. Like, it's always the tone of surprise. It's like, wait a second, what? This is really good. Like, well, okay. But I mean, what is it like for you?
It was at first, I started with the script. And so then I got the A-OK from my daughter that I actually have talent. So I settled into that pretty easily. And then I would pitch the scripts to different people online, and I got good feedback about my skill as a writer. So I thought, okay, I'm good. But as far as the book goes, I mean, of course, it's a much bigger ask of people and trying to create this world. I want people to see what I'm trying to get them to see. And so far they are, knock wood, but I want, and I have a twist in the book. It's a pretty big twist. And the thought is, am I planting seeds to distract people, which I would want to do? I don't want anybody to guess it. Somebody will eventually guess it, which is fine. But it's just this whole, putting this puzzle together but trying to leave out pieces so that they can fill it in. But just having a total stranger just go on and on. I've had people on TikTok who I'd never met in my life post videos and say wonderful things, and that they don't have to, that takes them time. There's more good people out there than not. And I think I try to put good energy into the world and
100%.
And try to get it back, because that's not why I do it, but a lot of it's coming back because I'm just, gobsmacked by the number of people that are just willing to put themselves out for you and write a big review. Some of them are like paragraphs long.
They get into it.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful thing. And like you said, they're investing in you.
Yeah.
They're investing their time. They're investing their money. I mean, and that's time they never get back. It's money they never get back. I mean, and that's a part, like, I know when I'm wrestling or performing, even if there's 30, 40, 100 people out there, those people paid their hard-earned money, so you can't just phone it in. And I believe it's the same thing with your writing. I mean, you're presenting like this is my work, and they're saying, we trust you. Here's the money.
Yeah, I used to stage act too. I used to act on stage. The same thing. You got an audience that's paid money. It's like I got to give them everything I got.
So I want to talk about your acting too, because do you do theater?
I haven't done anything for a while. I've been just writing like a crazy person, but I did theater mostly, a little bit of TV, a couple of little indie movies, but mostly theater. That's what I really love doing. But I want to play the lead in my sitcom when that comes around. So
that'd be cool. I've done community theater for years here where we live at, and I enjoy it so much. It's so much fun. But people I know they ask me all the time, well, how do you, I mean, but that's different. How can you do that, but you do these other things? I'm like, it's for me anyway, going out here and performing, entertaining, whether it's written or spoken, is just ingrained in who I am. Have you found that to be the case? Is that something that has grown on you, or has that always been the case for you?
I think I've always been a performer. It's internal. It's always been internal with me.
Yeah.
Because I never really had an opportunity. My mom didn't deal with her divorce well, so wasn't really as present and supportive as she should have been. So I didn't have outlets and things to do in that vein. And I'd never, if I had even thought about going into acting at 18 or something, I mean, I would have been shut down so quick. But I'm glad, because I recommend the raise the kids and then delve into the career path. I can't recommend that enough. You bring so much more to your writing, your acting, when you've got some life behind you and some experiences.
Yeah. That's so refreshing to say. Like, people ask me about wrestling and like, why were you never in the WWE and any of those places? I'm like, because I chose my family first. Our kids are about the same age range. I think you said yours was 34 to 21?
Yep.
Something like that. I think I read, and mine's 37 to 22. So they're right there, right? Yeah. But it's amazing what you choose as a human, what's important to you. And I think the family choices are the thing that's important to you. And when you talked about your PTSD, your form of PTSD, I want to delve into that a little bit if you're comfortable with it.
Sure.
Tell me more about that and how that's pertaining to what you've gone through in your life.
Well, the loneliness was always just weirdly strong. My daughter always said, you're weirdly lonely for an only child. I've known other only children. It's just, I mean, this sense of just complete isolation. Also, womb twin survivors tend to be super hyper aware of their environment. If they're not comfortable somewhere, they're not going to deal with it as well as they should. And thankfully mine in that vein wasn't super horrible, but I grew up in Florida and stayed there till I was like 50. Then we moved up here to Pennsylvania because I was like, I'm not at home here. It's fine. It was my home, but I don't feel at home here. This is not where I belong. So that kind of thing is really bad for people like us. And the other thing, we're often trying to live two lifetimes. We're trying subconsciously to live the life of the twin who died. And we will have lots of children. I had enough for me and him combined. And also just this constant drive to do and sometimes overdo. It's like, I have to catch myself to say, whoa, slow down. Just live Laurie. Don't live Kyle. He's here. He's along for the ride. But just that incredible urge to just do too much is something that we have to deal with. And, other things I haven't, gotten too deep into. Like, there's certain dreams I have that, like, being trapped. Probably that's part of it too, because, one of the worst phrases that I absolutely loathe, and we've all used it, kids are resilient.
Oh, yeah.
To me, that's like, it's just a free pass to do garbagey things to kids. They are resilient, but they carry it with them. Whatever's been done, it's in here, and we carry it with us. And so I'll probably never fully know the trauma of, him being ripped away from me before birth. And also then 3 years later, my dad walks out. So I always keep people at arm's length. That's a protective gear for me. That's probably the biggest one. Just not wanting to let anybody in because they're going to leave, right?
Yeah. I mean, that is tough. And it sounds like you got a great support group, especially your husband.
Oh yeah. He's amazing. I don't know how he feels.
That's a blessing in itself right there.
Oh my God. He's so mellow too. He's just like this. He's just calm. And I'm always,
there's that balance.
well, that's what God gives you. He gives you what you need.
Yeah. And you have twins, which is
Yeah.
what I thought was really cool about this whole story.
Yeah, I've got twin boys. They're fraternal twins as well. So they solved the twin, I call it the twin karma of the family has been cured with those two. Oh my goodness, those two. That's a whole different podcast, those boys.
Oh,
I wrote
Lord.
a script about them though. I did write a script about twin brothers who overthrow the government. It's based on my twin boys. One of them is a meat manager at a grocery store, and the other one, he's going to be a lawyer, but in the script, he works in Washington, D.C. So they combine forces and overthrow the government. And it's a comedy too.
That's fun. I love that. I love where the ideas just come from and just flow from.
Yeah.
And I was looking at your website. You've taken a lot of photos with a lot of famous people.
I know, I've got great stuff. Can you see my captain's autograph here?
I was about to say the Shatner picture. I'm a huge Bill Shatner fan.
That's where Kirk came from Bill Shatner, because I changed my middle name to Kirk in 2011.
Really?
Yeah, and then I legally changed it, and then I just use it as my professional name. But yeah, I've met all these Star Trek people. Star Trek's just been so important to me.
Oh, yeah.
And it's all great. They're all good people. My Star Trek captains are probably up where you can't see them. They're probably up above that. But I'm in a photo with all 5 captains. And so it's just been a ride. And I always wanted to take the kids because I wanted to give them experiences to be like, oh yeah, that's that guy in the TV show I love. My son was obsessed with Castle and Nathan Fillion.
Oh, so good.
And so I took him. We drove across the country, and I said, we're going to get Nathan Fillion, and we got Nathan Fillion. So
that's wild.
It's fun. A lot of driving. So I don't mind driving.
You met. And I was looking at them like, man, these are all people that I really love and admire, and who, like, Star Trek shaped my life when I was young. Because everybody, it's kind of like pieces of yourself. There are so many people in that show that you find bits of yourself in.
Yeah, exactly.
And you find also forming who you become. And it tends to be true about a lot of things that we really inundate ourselves with, whether it's spiritual in this kind of medium or just your friends that you hang around with. Who's been one of the most influential people in your life?
Oh my goodness. There's been so many. I mean, as a child, I loved the Monkees. I've got their music. The TV show was in reruns when I was a little kid, so I would watch it, and they were my family because it was just me and my mom. And I watched their shows. I played their music, and I eventually got to meet all 4 of them. And
Mickey Dolenz.
Mickey a couple of times. Yeah. And all of them, and God bless them. Mickey's the only one left. But so that was just, I would never have dreamed that I could actually meet all of them ever when I was
That is
7.
so fascinating. That's awesome. That's wild to me because I've always got their music on. It's in my playlist. So I listen to
Baby Marvin too. Baby Marvin, big Monkees fan. He wears a T-shirt and he plays their music when he's dispatching somebody.
I might feel myself in Baby Marvin after this is all over with. I can't wait to read this book. I'm kind of excited about it, which is a good thing. For sure. But So what other projects do you have coming up?
Oh my gosh, I'm going to turn my comedy pilot about the ghosts and everything, and I'm going to turn that into a book because I think it could be a fun read. And my manager, he's always talking about owning the IP, because if I just had the Baby Marvin script, I sell it, and then I'm out because I've got my money. But if you've got the book, you get paid twice.
There you go.
I mean, who can turn that down, right? So that's what I'm working on mostly. And I've always got just so many ideas just swimming around in my head. One of my writing teachers, Jacob Kruger, always said, just work on 2 projects at once. That's it.
Yeah, it's. I don't think people understand how writing can be hard. It's a process for sure, but it's such a rewarding process. So when you got a new author out there, if they were coming to you for advice, what's the one piece of advice you would give a new author?
I would say don't ever quit, because you'll be told no. Just keep plugging, keep writing things, keep working. And I don't outline. A lot of people are very big on, I've got to make an outline, but just write. Yeah. Just write.
There you go.
It happens. Maybe you're an outline person, but if you're not, don't worry about it.
It's so funny because I didn't used to be an outline person, and then I realized I better become an outline person. I hate doing outlines, like with a passion. I do, but it has helped me out because, like with my first novel, Hell County, I was like, it took me 14 years to write this book. 14 years, because I would start and stop and find myself just redoing the first part all over again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've got to break through. And then I got writer's block, but I did an outline, and I was like, and then all of a sudden I saw the ending. It just popped in there one day out of nowhere. And then I wrote the rest of the book in 72 days.
That's the trick for me. If I know the end of my story, I'm golden. I can fill in. I just got to know where it's going to end up. That's
so important. And I think that is the truth. And that was the part of the outline that helped me. It's not the outlining, it's knowing where it was going.
Mm-hmm.
And like when I say I outline, let's be real, it's not this beautiful English.
Not the one we had in school.
I would fail in class every time.
Roman numeral 1, and then a large A, and then a 1, and then a small a. None of that crap.
Exactly. Creative writing, all A's every time. That stuff was good. You get into the grammar part, and it's like, I failed.
Oh man.
I was so disinterested. So, first of all, I loved having you on the podcast today. I know we've gone a little bit over here, but you have been so much fun to talk to, and I wish you all the success in the world. And we'll certainly be following you here. But this has been a lot of fun. And I was going to ask you, when you're out here and you're meeting new people, and the good thing about doing this and being a writer and an actor and all the stuff you get to do, how is it when you meet new people that have read your stuff or know your journey and they start talking to you about that? What does that mean to you?
Well, the womb twin stuff's pretty new. So I haven't been able to be in person with people that have had that journey or that understand that journey. I mean, and the book, it just came out a month ago. So I haven't done a book signing yet locally. So I haven't been like this face to face with people. A couple people on TikTok, I've joined their live and just to say hi and kind of gone back, but I've not had like face to face. I read your book and, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So that I look forward to. So we'll have to talk again in a year or so.
Hopefully so.
And then I will answer that one for you because I have not done that yet in the wild, but I look forward to it.
Well, good. Well, I am 100% getting your book. And so that'll happen right after we get off this podcast.
Okay.
And when I read it, you'll probably get a message from me one way or the other.
Good.
About the book. So, but I appreciate you taking your time to speak with us today. I know time is valuable. And I have nothing but respect. I cannot wait to see where your journey takes you because you're still young, vibrant, apparently, and ready to look forward to everything still ahead of you.
I'm so grateful. Thank you.
No, I believe I'm the thankful one for coming and blessing this crazy podcast.
It's crazy. I love crazy. I was a good excuse to get my hat out. So I was happy.
I love that too. I was like, oh yeah. Once they popped up, I was like, okay, this is gonna be good. That's it. This is it. But Laurie, thank you so much. We look forward to talking to you again down the road, and I do wish you all the success in the world.
Thank you so much. It was so great to meet you.
Thank you. Oh, and Chat. Come on, buddy. Tell people where to follow you at. I'm going to let this whole thing go without making sure people know where to come find you.
Website is thelauriekirk.com. I'm the Laurie Kirk on TikTok, Instagram. I think Laurie Kirk Fisher on Facebook, although I don't use that much anymore. And my email's on my website. So
awesome. Well, Laurie, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. And we'll talk again soon.
Thank you.
Woo, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Laurie Kirk. Oh my God. I told you it was going to be fun. Did I not tell you it was going to be fun? Come on. You've got to trust me by now. That was an awesome interview. Hopefully it was awesome for you and you learned a lot, because I know I did. And go grab her book on Amazon. Go give her a follow. You really need to check out more of her story because it's on her website. And she's fascinating. She's done a few other interviews. There's some links. Check out Laurie Kirk. Follow her. And if you're going to be a writer, don't be afraid to do it. Just go do it. You are listening to the FAFO Podcast. Facts, truth, no BS. Let's F and go. I'll see you on the next one.
Four on the floor, have a tank of gas. Does your boots on the wood, let the whiskey pass. This is FAFO, holler it loud. Fuck around with fiction, get the facts drawn. Getting triggers just the cost of the crowd. We're toxic to the lies, truth we're proud. This is FAFO.